Hello ladies and gentlemen, I'm Dreamality, and welcome to this video. Today I'm sharing with all of you a list of my top 10 games from E3 2017. These are games that impressed me, games that I'm looking forward to. Do keep in mind this is E3 we're talking about, so a lot can change with these games from now to the time of release. Regardless, I'm still pumped, and now, without further ado, sit back, relax, and let's kick things off with number 10. Lawbreakers is a multiplayer-only, insanely fast-paced shooter that has an interesting take on player maneuverability. It also looks like it's going to require some serious skill. There's a big emphasis on anti-gravity, so expect death to come from any direction. It is a hero-based shooter, so they have their own personalities, abilities, and classes, support, tank. It's from people that have worked on the original Gears of War games, Killzone games. I know I'm gonna get destroyed online, but that's never stopped me before. Here's the best part. Lawbreakers is set to release August 8th of this year. Number 9. Oh, get your tissues ready, because the next one, it's a tearjerker. Making an appearance at number 9 is Ori and the Will of the Wisps. The first game is a very well-received platformer. All we got from this year's E3 was this trailer. I'm gonna be honest with all of you, it gave me chills. The artwork is beautiful and I can feel the music touching my soul. Is that normal? Number 8. Who would have thought that the world needed a Mario and Rabbids crossover? It's never crossed my mind, and yet, here I am, placing Mario and Rabbids Kingdom Battle at number 8 on my list. Having clean visuals and a lot of charm, Mario and Rabbids Kingdom Battle is a turn-based strategy game being brought to us by Ubisoft. What do you do in this game? You make up teams of Mario and Rabbids characters alike. You'll traverse strange lands, take down massive bosses with an excellent sense of fashion. But wait, there's more. The game is coming out this year on August 29th. Number 7. I was very surprised to see a new Metro game at this year's E3. Metro Exodus is the third installment in the Metro series. The first two games, Metro 2033 and Metro Last Light, are considered hidden gems and underrated games by many. Metro is a story-driven survival horror shooter set in a post-apocalyptic world. Gameplay-wise, the past games have been linear experiences. And although Exodus will continue that tradition, it is also adding open levels. The developers refer to it as a survival horror sandbox. Everything you see is actual gameplay, they just remove the HUD to make it a bit more cinematic. With one phone call, you can give this mutant a home. Story-driven shooter, check. Dark and gritty, check. Visually remarkable, double check. I am ready for this game. Number 6. 2 words, pure magic. Those were the words bouncing around in my mind as I watched the latest Super Mario Odyssey trailer. Prior to E3, I wasn't very impressed by anything released for Mario Odyssey thus far. Seeing the Mario 64-esque open level design has me on board. Those graphics make me feel happy inside. Does anybody else have an urge to roll around in that sand? This time around, you can take control of enemies and objects. Only everyone in the world wants to know what it's like to play as the new Yoshi. Odyssey looks like it's going to be an excellent addition to the Switch library. And guess what? We are all invited to my good friend Bowser's wedding when the game releases October 27th of this year. Number 5. Staying on that kid-friendly train and gushing in at number 5, I give you The Evil Within 2. Yes! Realistically speaking, this was all I wanted from Bethesda at this year's conference. I may be in the minority, but I am pumped for this game. The first Evil Within is far from perfect, but I loved it nonetheless. The first game was a dark, twisted, gruesome, at times downright disturbing survival horror game. And the sequel seems to be following in those footsteps. Like the first game, I want to see many horrifying bosses, eerie locations, and witness the main character struggle with his sanity. There aren't enough survival horror games like this anymore. Oh, get those night lights ready for when the game releases October 13th of this year. Clearly, I cannot wait. Do not fail me, game. Please be good, please be good, please be good. Number 4. Sailing its way to number 4 is Sea of Thieves. You're a pirate, your friends are pirates, you form a crew, travel around on your ship, explore the unknown, try not to become another story on Shark Week, search for treasure, battle the undead, battle other crews, and oh, you can launch yourself out of cannons. Need I say more? Sea of Thieves is another game that wasn't really impressing me prior to E3. You can say I wasn't sure if it would be fun. Pun's Dream? Really? Yeah, that just happened. It's an always online game that still has me left with many questions. For example, how much content is actually here? How many players can play at once? And how varied and difficult can we expect these quests to be? For now, this game is looking to be a blast to play with friends, and I'm looking forward to seeing the Kraken in action. Number 3. Blowing planets up, kicking butts, taking names, and kamehamehaing its way to number 3 is Dragon Ball FighterZ. Finally, my idea of an awesome looking Dragon Ball fighting game. This looks like a dream come true. First and foremost, let's address the Namekian in the room. This game looks phenomenal. When the trailer was first shown at Microsoft's press conference, I don't think I blinked. You don't even need to be a fan of the source material to appreciate those visuals. It's a 3 vs 3 fighter, and there's an excellent team behind the game. Arc System Works has worked on the Guilty Gear and Blaze Blue games, which are great, complex, deep fighters. I hope some of that depth is carried over to this game, and fingers crossed for at least 25 characters. Do not rush this game. I repeat, do not rush this game. Number 2. At number 2, we have everyone's favorite anger-filled, god-killing ghost of Sparta, Kratos. I applaud the team for taking such a risk with God of War's direction. It's so different than past games of the series, but I gotta say, I love what I'm seeing. Moving from Greek mythology, this God of War tackles Norse mythology. There's something very different about Kratos this time around. He has a full-fledged beard. Oh, and right, he has a son too. This game is definitely more story-driven. This father-son dynamic is an interesting and unexpected turn for the series. I cannot wait to see the evolution of Kratos. Last year's E3 already had me on board with the story and the graphics, but I wanted to see more combat. This year we got just that. The combat looks excellent, different, yet familiar. Wielding the axe looks epic, you're still ripping enemies apart, and I cannot wait to experience the boss battles that the series is known for. The graphics are jaw-dropping, and I'm sure the soundtrack will be grand as always. Ladies and gentlemen, it is coming down to the wire. But before we jump into that number 1 spot, here are a couple honorable mentions. Swinging in to save the day and taking the number 1 spot is Marvel's Spider-Man. I have never looked forward to a Spider-Man game before in my life, so that is a testament of how incredible that E3 demonstration was. Graphically, it looks great, the combat is very Arkham, but that's okay with me, and that ending set piece. Wow, that ending set piece was amazing. Of all the games at E3 this year, Insomniac's Spider-Man is the biggest surprise in terms of how much I'm loving the game. I need to see more of this game. It's definitely far too soon to tell if the game will be phenomenal or terrible. I need to see more of the story, more of the gameplay. How long will this experience be? Growing up, Spidey was my favorite hero, and it's crazy for me to look back and remember the Spider-Man games I was playing on the PS1. Video games have come a very long way. Insomniac is working on the game. Watch any of the interviews, you'll see how passionate they are. It makes me very happy to see Spidey in such great hands. What, is it over? Are we on? Okay, ladies and gentlemen, the list has come to an end. Oh, please, don't be too sad. Truth be told, there were a lot of good-looking games at this year's E3. You've heard my thoughts, now I would love to hear your thoughts. Which games impressed you? Which games surprised you from this year's E3? Let me know in the comments. There are no wrong answers. I had a lot of fun making this video. I hope you enjoyed it. I really do. And of course, thank you for watching.